815 Hilltop Drive in Columbia, where expert advice meets everything you need to grow. And don't forget to check out our YouTube channel, Grow Your Garden with Sal, for even more tips and tutorials. Let's dig in and get your garden growing. Here's Sal.
Hey everybody, welcome in. We are in the studio with Josh and Cassandra, and we are going to be talking about some good old gardening on this cold and rainy day. I hope everybody's safe out there. Joshua, actually, everybody who showed up for the class Saturday, thank you so much, and Joshua was a big hand, and Cassandra was a big hand.
Thank you for having me.
It was fun.
It
wasn't fun?
It was fun.
I was like, what, girl?
No. Y'all,
she got distracted. I think it's too early.
Listen, it's just one of those days. It's one of those days. But I'm here, so that's a blessing in itself.
Amen.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm good. Just y'all give me like 2 seconds to wake up.
Yeah, 2 more seconds. Anybody got some coffee? We can run some down.
That class was fun, though. I mean,
it was a lot of fun. And it was great weather for it. It was
cold, but...
it was not that cold.
We did have the heat on in the greenhouse.
I'm pretty sure I was shivering inside the greenhouse with the heat on.
And then when Sal turned the heat up, you said, now I'm hot.
Yeah, well, that's because the sun came out and was hitting the greenhouse. So it was making it hotter. And
And that's one thing to note about a greenhouse. It gets extremely hot during the day. So even if it's like 70 degrees outside, it could potentially be up to 100 plus in that greenhouse. So that's why you don't start your brassicas in the greenhouse. Yes. And I think that we should lead right into the vegetable of the week, because we actually have somebody who's going to be calling in at 8:15, who is a professional beet grower. No, he's going to kick my butt, but no, he's awesome. Greg, is going to be calling in and telling us about his business and stuff. So,
the plant of the week is the beet.
The beet.
And I have a love-hate relationship with beets. Like, one minute I love them, next minute I hate them. But I need them for, it's good for iron. It's good for anemia, and I have anemia. So it does help me tremendously.
Do you eat just the bottoms, or you do the tops too?
I actually juice the tops.
Oh, okay.
And I eat the bottoms. So it's like the turnip. You have the bulb, and then you have the leaf on top. Mm-hmm. And I actually do both of them. But my favorite beet is the golden beet, because it's earthy tasting.
Oh, wow. I've never had those before.
And red beets, they can be really earthy.
They are. I like them in the pickled eggs.
Yeah.
I just think it gives them a real beautiful color and flavor.
Absolutely.
Very, very good. So I'm a big fan of pickled beets.
But if you can't stand the taste of beets, you can always dehydrate them and make them into a powder and put them in smoothies and put them in coconut water. I take my beet juice and I put it with apple juice. To knock off some of that hardness of it all.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That would be an interesting taste. What do you think? Have you ever eaten beets?
No. And I probably never will.
You should try them.
Honest.
You should try them. It's not as bad.
One day we should do a taste testing in the studio one morning.
We definitely need to, yes.
Last night I had beet tofu scramble, which was actually really good.
See, I'm a vegetarian, but I cannot cook tofu. So she's like, do you eat tofu? I'm like, yeah, can you teach me how to cook it, please? Yeah, but that sounds very interesting.
And actually, my girlfriend made some tofu pastrami with beets.
Wow.
And it was good. I was like, okay, I don't eat red meat. I don't eat pork. I don't eat beef. But I do eat like some chicken and some turkey and a lot of fish. But some things I miss. And I miss a good pastrami sandwich.
Well, I know where to get one.
At Groucho's.
Groucho's Deli. And you can call in on the Groucho's Deli phone number.
You can. 803-799-8255. So call in. And like I said, we are live. You can also talk to us on YouTube and on Facebook, right? Yes. Josh has set this up. It's amazing. It's fabulous.
We have a comment from Mr. Frank.
Oh, Mr. Frank.
I hated beets as a kid. He says, tried some of Jason Rowland's organically grown beets years ago, and I've been hooked ever since.
Mm-hmm.
That's.
Well, I think I got to try beets. I don't know. It kind of reminds me of cranberries, and I don't like cranberries. I don't know why, but.
Did you eat any of the pickled eggs from the Misfit dinner?
No.
No. Yeah, those were good with the pickled beets in there. Yeah,
it was a little taste of juice in there, and I was getting that juice. I like that juice.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have hypertension, which I'm on a borderline of it, I used to be on like 4 medications.
Oh wow!
Now I'm only on 2.
That's amazing. I heard it's got some fabulous health benefits.
My doctor even said, "What did you do?" And I said, "I just started eating beets and drinking beet juice." You know, food can do 2 things. It can heal or it can kill.
Amen.
And my food, when I started transitioning, my food started to heal me. So, and beets happened to be one of them. My mom used to my mother used to always have me eat beets, liver.
Oh.
Listen.
How about the cod liver oil? Did you have to drink?
Yes. Every morning.
Joshua, we had to every morning have a spoonful of cod liver oil. Or was it cod liver?
It was cod liver oil.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Sorry, what is this?
I guess it's just an old remedy that was passed on forever, and
For my mom would have us take every morning cod liver oil. Mm-hmm. We got constipated. She made us take castor oil.
Oh, I don't think I've ever had to take that.
Oh, I've had to
don't take ever that. Was forced to take that.
Don't take that.
Yes.
And the cod liver oil actually is good in omegas.
So now it's like official now.
Yeah, it's official. Yeah. Basically, you're right. It's official.
Yeah, but it was nasty. Ooh.
But it's so funny because over time, your taste palette it changes.
It does. It changes a lot.
And the things I used to hate in the past, I love now.
So if you hated beets in the past, try them and
try them now.
Try the fresh out of the garden because that makes the biggest difference. And beets are a little tricky to grow. I just found out actually yesterday doing some extra research on beets that it's not a brassica. I've always thought it was a brassica.
What is it?
Y'all might have to help me spell or help me sound this out, but it's part of the amaranth. How do you pronounce that word?
Amaranth?
Not. How do you pronounce that?
Amaranth? I don't know. We're passing the phone around.
Oh God, I so need my glasses.
I'm sure that Greg can tell us. Or Master
Amaranth.
Is that it?
It's amaranth.
Okay.
Yes.
I thought that I've always thought it was a brassica, but no. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's pretty interesting.
Right.
And now you can plant the seeds right now, but I suggest waiting until the hours get a little longer.
Right.
And we're going to talk more about that with Greg here shortly. And if you want to call in, it's 803-799-8255. 803-799-8255.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I don't know. I think I have to try beets. They don't sound terrible.
You can try with some goat cheese and some black olives, and they are just wonderful. Ooh. That sounds so good.
I've always had them pickled.
Right.
Yeah. So we'll be right back, y'all.
Hey gardeners, expert or beginner, come out and get your seeds and plants from Growing Your Garden with Sal this season. They're an SE certified farm offering local vegetable seedlings as well as plants and seeds. We teach you how to grow your garden even if you don't have a green thumb. Online at salslocalseed.com or visit 113 Hilltop Drive in Columbia. That's salslocalseed.com. Support your local farmers.
Owners in our community while learning their stories of success and failure. It's Small Business Saturday right here at 100.7 The Point.
Hey, welcome back, y'all. I'm in the studio with Josh and Cassandra, and we've got Greg on the line. And hey, Greg, how are you doing?
Good. How are you guys?
Doing great. Greg, what's your business called? What's your farm?
My farm is Greenleaf Farm.
Greenleaf. Okay. I'm sorry. I didn't want to mix that up. And you have a food box. You work with Organically Rolling. Can you tell us a little bit about that before we get into the beets?
Yeah, it's called a CSA, which stands for Community Supported Agriculture. And there's several different models. Ours, formerly ours. Jason's now moving to North Carolina, so now it's just me. But what we do is each week we'll provide both a half and full share of fresh produce from the farm.
Oh, cool. And if somebody wants to do that, how do they get in touch with you?
They can contact me at the Greenleaf Farm. My email address is greenleaffarms with an S, 201@gmail.com.
That's great. And he grows everything there. You grow everything organically, and it's fabulous stuff. And you gotta, it varies. The produce varies week to week, right? And with
Correct.
Season too. So you gotta learn people when you're not gonna get a tomato right now.
No.
So what's in the box right now?
Right now I'm doing half shares because it's winter. So this past last week, or this past Thursday, the box was I had both fresh ginger and turmeric, blue collard green, what else? Bay leaves, fresh ginger, turmeric, blue collard greens, bay leaves, and green onions.
Oh, cool. I love green onions. Oh my! And turmeric is so healthy. I give my dogs that. They have cancer, and I give them that. I take turmeric. It's really, really great. Very nutritional. When I asked Michael Frank who is the best beet grower, he said you were. So can you tell us your secrets? Tell us a little bit about growing some beets.
Well, he may be a little generous, but I'll take it.
Yeah, so the best way to grow beets is from seed. And
I do both.
Go ahead.
I do both seed and transplants.
Oh, okay.
And the main reason I do that is, in the wintertime when I can't grow as much out in the field as I'd like to, I'll start them early in the high tunnel. And when I do that, usually I will start them in trays just to get a head start so I can have them earlier in the season. And sometimes I'll do a bed dedicated solely to beets, or I'll plant them in beds that I know I'm going to transplant, let's say eggplants, tomatoes, peppers, something like that take a little while to grow. So the beets will have grown, matured, and been harvested before the eggplants and tomatoes get big and they start interrupting each other's growth.
Michael Frank and I was talking yesterday, or day before yesterday, about doing the giant beet contest again, and he was a little worried about getting them started right now because, of course, of the cold and the low sunlight hours. But starting in a greenhouse would probably be the way to go then.
Yeah, it's not bad. Although right now with our crazy weather, it's going to drop down to 20s and maybe even lower. So I would wait a few weeks. Normally I'd say, go ahead and do it now. But just because, it's a lot colder than normal, I would wait. But
so they're not as cold hardy as a lot of your other stuff. A lot of the other winter type stuff.
Yeah, yes and no. If they're established and in the ground, they'll last all winter with just a modicum of protection. But if they're in a high tunnel, they'll definitely last all winter.
Okay.
That won't be a problem. Just because they're protected from the wind, the rain, the humidity, which sometimes gives the leaves black spot, which is not that bad. It's just not as pretty as leaves without black spot.
Oh, wow. So the high humidity we have around here does affect the spots on the leaves, but it's not because you're eating the roots more. But the tops are also super beneficial, right?
Oh, yeah. The tops are, I've seen research both ways, but the tops are as beneficial, if not more, than the roots, believe it or not. And beets are in the same family as chard and spinach.
Mm-hmm.
So, which those leafy greens are, they're just super nutritious and delicious.
Yes, the more colorful the plant, normally the more healthier it is.
Yeah, usually the deeper green to darker, deeper colors of red, maybe even the purple, the more antioxidants you'll have in that plant.
And I find with the beets, the seeds are kind of a hard shell. I find this with spinach too, a little bit with Swiss chard.
Yeah.
That if you let that seed dry out before it gets fully germinated, it's not going to break out of that shell. I think personally, when people are like, I can't grow beets, I can't grow this, it's because they're allowing it to dry out too much.
Yeah, pretty much like any seed. If you seed it straight into the ground, you do need to keep it moist.
Yes.
And depending how large your space is, what you can do is you could seed it, water it, and then cover it with a light-colored tarp.
Mm-hmm.
And just keep checking it after 2 days. And once it germinates, you pull that off. And it's best to do that at night so that they don't get burned up by the sun.
And that makes a lot of sense. Right. You could use cardboard. I use cardboard, but the key is to not forget to take it off.
I'll forget.
I did that. On my lettuce bed, I let it go 5 days, and I forgot. And I was like, wow, that didn't work out too well. I had to replant.
What would you think? What's your favorite? How many? Well, first of all, let me ask you this: how many different varieties are there in beets, and which ones do you like the most?
How many varieties? That's I couldn't really answer that. There are many, probably as many different seed companies. But the main varieties I grow from time to time are Bull's Blood, which has it's a deep red beet with a beautiful red, purple, maroonish leaf. Those Bull's Blood, Ace. What's it called? This Ace is just the regular beets that you normally get in the grocery store. Golden beets I've grown. They're a little more finicky. They're better to grow in the spring than in the winter. I've grown white beet, which it's good. Sometimes it's not as pretty because the skin of the soil will be stained a little bit, so it looks more gray than white. So that's kind of a hard sell, but it has a good flavor, a little milder. Usually the lighter in color, the milder the flavor. Giorgio, which is like a red and white striped beet on the inside.
I bet that's pretty.
Yeah, what's up? I forget. Cylindrical beet, which is kind of a long, fat carrot-shaped beet, but it doesn't taper. It's blunt. It's the same at both ends. So those are usually good for slicing and pickling. And people sometimes I don't know if they still sell it, but they used to sell like dried beet chips in bags as an alternative to potato chips, and they would use that. Then there are lots of other colors. So some beets grown specifically for the beet greens. There are some beets that are baby beets, but usually, you leave those in the ground long enough, they become big beets.
Oh, wow. What's your favorite beet recipe?
My favorite beet recipe, let me see. I've done a couple things. I like pickling. Oh, well, I worked in a restaurant, and we would we'd cook our beets, and then we saute them with a little bit of onion, red onion, a little black pepper, and then right before we serve it, we give it a good squeeze of lemon, and that really brings out the tartness and flavor.
That sounds really good. I've only had them pickled, so now I'm very interested. And I can't say, other than the giant beet, that I ever had grown beets before. I don't remember growing beets.
I don't remember you growing beets either.
No. Now, we had a school project where some schools were in competition to see who could grow the biggest beet, and we used, I think it was called the Chinese giant I think it was Chinese giant beet, if
Okay.
I recall. And if you want to get in on that challenge, give us a call. You can call me at the store at 803-786-6546. If your school wants to participate, again, that's 803-786-6546. You can also text me and we'll get you some beet seeds. Greg, could you tell us again about your how they get in contact with you and about your boxes?
Yes.
Just in case anybody
my
missed
email-
it. Yes.
Well, my name is Greg Brown,
Mm-hmm.
and owner of Greenleaf Farm, and my email is greenleaffarms with an S 201 at gmail.com.
Yes, and if anybody did not get that, we will have it on the YouTube, and I'll list it on my Facebook page. We really appreciate it. I am so sad to be losing Roland to Charlotte. I am just Roland with Organically Roland. He used to work for me like back in 2007 when I first opened up, and he is just a wealth of knowledge, just like you, Greg.
Yeah.
You better not go
he
nowhere.
is.
Don't go nowhere, Greg. I can't lose both of y'all. Well, we really appreciate you, and thank you so much for your tips on how to grow beets.
Okay, great. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, one more quick question. How far apart do you space them? We don't have too much longer before we go into a break, but...
Yeah. Well, it's best, it depends. If you're doing a single beet, 3-4 inches is fine. If you're transplanting them, usually you transplant them, you'll have more than one growing out of a cell, so 4 to 6.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, if you have a seeder and you're just direct seeding into the ground, you can thin them and use the thinnings. And the direct seeding is easier to thin than transplanting, because when you transplant from the cells, the roots are intertwined. If you pull it out, they'll affect the
Thank
other
you.
roots.
Thank you so much, Greg. And we're going to have you co-host soon. So thank you, honey. Thanks for calling in.
WQXL Columbia, W264DF.
From the Bart Fireside Studio, the solution for keeping you warm this winter.
This is 107 The Point.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. Political observer Ben Dominich says California's historic wildfires are burning against the backdrop of a major war of ideologies when it comes to forest management. In particular, he says environmentalists and climate activists have been preventing the burning of some ground brush.
Steady stream of water. Open up all the cabinet doors under your faucets, especially on the exterior walls. This lets the heat from the house get to the pipes under the sink. That keeps them warmer. Do this for every faucet on an exterior wall, even above the garage. And hey, disconnect your hoses from the outside spigots too. If you have any questions, call Josh and the gang at Franklin Plumbing and Drain Cleaning. And if you have any problems, well, they'll be quick to respond. Online, it's franklinplumbing.sc.com, or give them a call, 799-2222. That's 799-2222. Hope you don't need them, but good to have them if you do. That's Franklin Plumbing and Drain Cleaning.
Welcome back in. We are not in a 90s club. We're actually here in the studio with Josh and Cassandra, and we're talking about gardening. And Josh, you're leading this segment. Tell us what your surprise is.
So it's not really a surprise, but it is something I wanted to talk about. You know, a lot of times we talk about like access to growing your own foods in not very wealthy areas, right? If you're living in a area where you don't have a lot of money, like
food deserts,
right, there's still options. And so I wanted to say specifically, like, let's say you have like a backyard and you have space for a garden, but you don't have any of the tools. You don't have, I'll run you through. Okay, first off, so the Richland Library, which has something called the Library of Things.
Ooh.
And so the Library of Things, they have a lot of stuff. They have tech. They have, anything you can think of.
You mean like tools?
Right, tools.
Wow.
And so I'm going to talk about this first. But I actually, as I'm just seeing this, I didn't even see this until now. But let's see. I'll first go through the tools. and we'll go from there.
I
So
have no idea. Do they loan them or do they?
yeah, so you can have them for up to 2 weeks at a time.
Wow.
So
okay.
I'm just gonna go through the first set of tools, and then I think there's seed packs that you can get.
Oh, okay. I've heard about the seed packs.
So-
Yes.
So there's something called a soil meter, and it says here that it measures soil moisture, pH, and sunlight. Have you ever heard of one of those?
Yes. Yes.
So
I
there's
got
that.
One
That's
Yeah, it's called Sally's hands.
my feet.
there's
actually.
shovels, there's saws, there's a garden tool and tote kit that comes with pruners, snips, rakes, trowels, shovels,
Wow.
wire tie, bag. Like it's really good. You can get electric tillers.
Ooh.
Really?
So those are really cool. You can just rent them. If you're a Richland County or a Lexington
Does
County,
it cost anything?
it's free.
It's free. Wow. Okay.
is
That
free.
is so cool. I didn't know that.
no, I didn't know that either.
Augers, more pruners, rakes, a basic gardening toolkit which comes with a hand rake, a gardening knife, bypass pruners, and gardening gloves.
Oh wow. So there's no excuses not to
There's
garden.
no
right?
excuses. So
whatsoever.
I'm gonna read you through these seeds packs, and there's something called the Three Sisters bundle.
Yes.
Yeah, you know what the Three Sisters are. You taught me about it.
Yeah. You're one of my sisters.
Corn,
Thank
squash,
you.
and beans.
It is. Yeah. So it's pretty cool because you plant the corn first, and it gets start
certain
getting some height
Right.
to it. A lot of people try to plant corn in several areas of the garden. It needs to be within 4 to 6 inches apart.
Right.
The seeds do and the stalks because it's wind pollinated, and so it has to touch in order to pollinate.
Well, not only do they give you seeds, but they give you all the things you need to plant.
To
And so
plant.
there's that. There is these different seed bundles. So there's green beans, Kentucky blue pole. Do you know what those are?
Yes.
I
It's
don't.
an Italian bean.
It,
It's a flat
Ashley
bean.
cucumber,
That's a pretty good one.
summer squash, tomatoes, bell peppers. Each packet holds between 10 and 50 seeds, depending on the seed size.
And
So
that'd be great for schools too. If you need to get some
Yeah.
extra seeds.
it really would.
That's great
There's
for schools. That's great for people who's on limited income. That's great for people who don't know where to start.
Exactly.
There's a fall bundle, there's a spring bundle, there's a lettuce bundle, there's a pepper bundle, and essentially all this stuff is free. And I believe whether you're a Richland County or a Lexington County resident, you were able to do that, and it's free. You have to
That's
be 18 or
amazing.
older, but I've rented stuff, and I don't want to say anything.
with your
mother-
fake ID.
No. I mean, I have a library card. My mom has done it for me, though.
Right.
I've gotten technology under her library card before, which is great. And like
That's
I said, they have
awesome.
stuff that's not just like that. If you have, if you need literally anything. Tell me something that you might want to rent.
Oh God. Probably the garden books most importantly. I like a physical book.
Yeah.
Some people can read online, they find me. I like a physical book.
And you
Because
can also listen, like you can download the library stuff
Right.
into your phone and
Yeah.
listen to
Yes.
the books too.
And I just found that out because I had to renew my library card because I hadn't had one in like years.
Yeah.
And because let's be honest, you can just go on Amazon and all these other places and get stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But it's something about your local library that makes it a little bit more close to home.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't even know they did all of that.
And
I
it's
had
really
no
cool.
idea.
Like I said, they have a lot of technology. They have a lot of games. They have these bird watching packs. It's a book bag and it has all these different books and binoculars.
That's really cool.
That's really cool. They have all these different kind of tools, technology. If you need to fill up your tires with air and you don't have an inflator, you can rent an air inflator for your air compressor for your car. There's all different baking things. You
That's
can
pretty
bake
cool.
things with it. Games, record players. I mean, there's a podcasting kit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, so there's a lot of different things. A lot of things for gardening. There's lawnmowers. There's anything you can think of. They have, and that is really.
So what's the qualifications for renting and stuff? Do you have to be a Richland County, Lexington County resident?
Yeah, I believe you have to be either Lexington or Richland. I know for sure it's a Richland library thing,
Okay.
but I believe I saw something that says I'll read you there's a guidelines list right in front of me.
Okay.
So it can be reserved for up to 1 week, but I think you can get it an extra week or you can rent it again. There's no limit.
Okay.
A maximum of 3 items can be checked out at one time.
Oh wow.
You have to be 18 or older. Let's see. So yeah, I mean, I think it's really good, and it's really good for those food deserts because if you have a little bit of a backyard, they give you all the tools. They give you the seeds. It's free.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to be willing to put in the work.
Right, exactly. Your whole thing is that you have to do the work.
We give you
we're supplying you the stuff. Salad supplying you with extra, support and education.
And soil is super important too.
Yeah.
And you can make your own soil out of the leaves that you rake up from the rakes that you get from the Richland County.
Right.
And you can also start composting. And you can make your own soil.
Right.
So we're going to have a class up soon about that, as soon as it gets a little warmer.
Right. You can also get mulch from them, too, because your old Christmas trees, the ones that are live that you put on the curb for garden pickup stuff, they actually mulch that stuff down, and you can go actually get it from them for free.
Oh, wow.
Well, this is a really cool website. I think you can just go to Richland County. I believe it's... Let's see, Richland.
Is it RC dot?
Of course. It's just richlandlibrary.com. And I'm sure there's different domains you can search up. But yeah, it's a really cool thing. And I'm told we have a comment that says, from Danita, she says they have a seed library. So I'm sure you can go into the library and get seeds. And so if you don't rent seeds, you use seeds.
Right.
They would like some of the produce you get. You can come over there and give the librarian a squash.
That's not a problem.
And so that brings it into what you were going to talk about with your, if you want to hold it up, she's holding up a agritourism passport. And essentially, can I hold it for a second?
Sure.
And you can, of course, my headphones just unplugged, so I can't hear anybody. There we go. Now I'm back.
Yeah.
So essentially, I can't really show it to you. Best way to explain it is it's this book, and it has all the different counties, and it gives you all the farms in different counties. You could earn prizes. You explain it, because you probably know it the best.
So you can go to the different farms and get stamps, and it's just like a passport.
It's a passport for agriculture.
For agriculture. And agritourism is a way that farms can make some extra money. It just means like you're showing your farm, or maybe you have I have mules and goats and doves. Different events. We host different events. So agritourism's really important for small farms.
Absolutely.
What do you know about the prizes? Did you know you can earn prizes for getting stamps?
Yes. Most of it will be stuff like T-shirts with the ag department logo on, hats.
So I'll read you because it has it listed in the book here. So if you get 10 stamps, you get a backpack. So that's pretty cool. If you get 20 stamps, you get a lunch bag. So that's pretty cool. And 40 stamps, you get a phone power bank.
That's even better. We
Whoa.
all
really
have
cool.
phones.
What exactly is a phone power bank?
It's just like a big extra battery for your phone.
It's portable.
Oh, is that one of the things you set your phone on and it charges?
Some of them do that. Some of them do that.
They're portable. It's like a big portable charger for your phone.
Oh, okay. That's really
so
cool.
those long days while you're out on the farm,
right?
Put your hands in the dirt. You have your phone over to the side. You're playing music. You have your battery all day. But this thing is really cool.
I love it. No, I love it because for me personally, I did a little. You can do a staycation with this. Do a staycation. South Carolina is extremely interesting.
It is. And we got some in the Midlands. We've got several in the Midlands. We've got several all
over the state.
All over the state. And you can go buy things. If you look at the passport itself, I'm just going to see if you guys can see that. Some of it, it tells you where the farm is, when it's open, what they sell there, or what you can go there and see what they have. There's a lot locally between you, Blythewood, Camden, those areas, if you're just here in this area alone.
Blair too, which is in Fairfield County, which really isn't that far, and straight up Monticello Road. It's really,
she was saying with the staycation, you have spring break at home.
You
have all these different tools.
Exactly.
You can get one thing at a time. So first you get the tiller.
Right.
You get your tools. You till it up one week. Next week you can I guess plant. I mean, I don't know the exactly what you want to do, but
You can come help me clean stalls, and then you'll have your manure for the bed.
yeah, that sounds great.
And listen, I always tell parents, I say, you don't have to spend a lot of money for like spring break or either a summer break to just have a good time. South Carolina is full of just amazing stuff.
And you can pick up one of these passports at my store. I'll be there
Yes.
11:30 to 3 today. It is kind of a icky day out there, so we will be there next week too.
Please stay safe when you're driving out on these crazy
please.
roads. I didn't really see any ice this morning. They kind of salted the roads in preparing it, but it's still a wild day. Unfortunately, I'm gonna go home, and it's one of those days where you just need to take a nap. It's not really a gardening weekend for me.
Nah, I'm gonna be bundled up.
Yeah, I was out in the garden this morning, so no.
But it's not an easy thing to garden.
It's
so you gotta be committed, and
You do, and the birds still got to be fed. The mules got to be
Yes,
fed. The
but
goat.
in Columbia, farming is different. But I'm mainly saying gardening in general. Just farming is never stopping, right? But But gardening, you have all these tools. You have the knowledge from Sal. This is a free show. I mean, she has the boxes. She has all these different things, but most of what she will tell you is free.
You're right.
All these different things from the library, free. Anything you can do, her blog, free.
Only thing you need to start with one
YouTube
pot
channel.
or one lot. One pot, one lot. That's it.
Yep, that's it. And we'll be right back after the break.
Tradition and quality. That's what you get with H&J Cattle Company, where local third-generation farmers ensure you receive the finest beef in South Carolina. Our registered Hereford and Wagyu cattle are raised with sustainable practices, without growth hormones, antibiotics, or animal byproducts. Taste the difference with the highest quality beef guaranteed. Order now at hdjcattle.co or on Instagram and Facebook at hdjcattle.co. Again, hdjcattle.co, where ethics meets quality.
What do Scarlett O'Hara, Jaws, and 1984 have in common? They're frequent examples in our story conversation on Right On SC. Join me, Casey Whitener, and my co-host Rex Hurst every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Learn more about the show at rightonsc.blog.
Hey gardeners, expert or beginner, come out and get your seeds and plants from Growing Your Garden with Sal this season. They're an SE certified farm offering local vegetable seedlings as well as plants and seeds. We teach you how.
Welcome back. We're here with Josh and Cassandra talking some gardening, and I want to tell you about a class we got coming up. So we've had some classes on sunchokes. A lot of people don't know what they are. They're a native sunflower, and you eat the root part. But there's certain ways you prepare it, and we've got a lot of questions. How do you eat it? So we've got Sherry coming in, and she's teaching us how to pickle and cook the sunchokes.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah.
And you posted something on Facebook the other day. Was that a sunchoke or was that a potato?
A sunchoke. They look a lot like potatoes.
Right.
Oh, no, what I cooked,
yeah.
Probably a potato.
Yeah.
Because I eat potatoes every single day.
Yeah.
Now, that was a potato from the store, and actually it rotted from the inside out.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was cut the next potato, it was like actually slimy inside. Right. Even though these are new potatoes, they look perfect on the outside, but on the inside, something's going on. So yeah, I'm not even. I forgot who had told me, but they told me not to even compost them in case there was a blight or a fungus or something.
Right.
So those are definitely getting sadly tossed out, and I am going to plant extra potatoes next year because I ran out of potatoes before
my potato
December.
abundance this year was good. It was good. I was actually shocked.
That's one of the easiest things to grow, and it's so much fun.
And I had a problem with growing them because I was like, did I do this right? Did I do this? But I actually did mine in hay. I just did layers and layers of hay.
They're super easy to grow.
That came out the chicken coop, and I was like, for some reason, I didn't want to get rid of my hay. I hate just getting rid of stuff. I don't know.
No, you always reuse stuff.
Right. And I just started burying. I had an old box, an Amazon box. I put them in. I just started layering, and started putting my potatoes in there. And it just started to grow. And I said, it's so funny because I went to my garden. And I was like, what is this box? I forgot what this is. And I went and I looked and said, ooh, potatoes.
It's like little presents inside.
Right. And I think I only planted like 6 potatoes, and I came back with a huge bushel.
Yeah, you get a lot for a little.
Yeah.
Well, we were just talking about one of the easiest things to grow, but Miss Bailey on the Facebook stream says, what's the most difficult veggie to start from the seed?
Do you have any comments? I think for customers, spinach and beets, because they've got to keep them moist.
And carrots.
And carrots, yeah, carrots.
Carrots is hard because you can put down the seeds and then you start seeing them come up, but carrots need space underneath.
Yes.
And you have to thin them out.
And the seed is so very, 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 very tiny.
It's tiny.
Like, very tiny. So I'd tell people put some toilet paper down.
Yeah.
And then put the seeds on top of the toilet paper.
Yeah.
And that way you can see where they're going.
Yeah.
And then you've got to keep them moist, just like the beets and the spinach. Before I have people all the time say it's too cold to start the spinach. It's not too cold. The problem is the moisture.
It's the moisture.
Yeah.
Right.
Just
for me, it's always been. I love carrots, and my biggest issue has been, where did I plant it? Or when I think I spaced them out, they're in one cluster, and then you have to thin them out, because when you thin them out, you're giving them the space underneath in the ground to actually grow down. If you grow them in clusters, it won't be pretty.
Like 1/8 of an ounce of carrot seeds got like 1,000 seeds in it.
Right.
So it's real easy to overplant with the carrots.
Right.
And then you have to go and thin it out for sure.
And I'm not good at thinning it out. I'm really
I know
not.
I don't like pulling them up either, but sometimes you got to do it.
I just look at it like that's
you can let them
extra
get up
food.
a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
And then it could be like baby carrots.
Right.
And then you can space them out.
Right.
Yeah, and I just want to remind you about the class real quick, and then we're going to get to Mr. Michael Frank. And so Saturday, January the 18th, you can go on my website, growyourgardenwithsal.com, and sign up. Again, we're going to be going over sunchokes and how to plant them, but also pickling and cooking with sherry. So that'll be a lot of fun. So definitely sign up. And hey, Senor Frank, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm good. Hope you can hear me. Hold on just a second. There we go. Hey.
Hey.
I'm good. Great show today.
Thank
lots
you.
of information.
It's so exciting to hear from Greg.
I know. I'm so glad he got on there. I buy his subscription CSA box every week. So it's excellent food. And, you're supporting a local farmer, and you're also supporting your local environment when you think about it, because Greg is 100% organic. He does all his own compost, and he does things right to protect the soil and keep things going in our environment. Keeps those pollinators going.
And the taste.
Anyway,
and you get to try a lot of different things that you wouldn't even have thought about.
And it's not as expensive as people think it is.
No.
It's like when you go to the grocery stores. Have you guys ever went to the grocery stores on a Monday, and then by Wednesday your produce is going bad?
Or like my potatoes.
And you trying to figure out like what happened. But then when you get organically grown stuff, you can leave it on the countertop, you can leave it in the refrigerator, and nothing happens to it. Nothing happens to it.
Been shipped across the country.
Right. Right. When we have plenty here, we have a lot here. Yeah.
Well,
yeah, he's an expert with ginger and turmeric too. His ginger and turmeric are excellent.
Wow.
See, I need that.
We don't have a lot of time, Mr. Frank, but we have a question that just came in on our stream. I want to get to it just to make sure we mention it. I'm not sure. Mumbo JR says, I'm signed up for the monthly boxes. Are there accompanying classes? Are there classes that go with the boxes?
Yes.
Or if not, how do you get into Sal's classes?
Yeah, so if you sign up for the box and classes are free, there may be a slight additional charge if you take something home. Like if some of our herbalist people that come, it might be a slightly, a little bit of charge for that. But yeah, free classes for anybody who gets our box subscription. And our box subscription comes with seeds that you can plant within that month and the directions, and you can call me up, and we're also going to be doing videos too. So if you, we've got somebody in Michigan, Texas, New York, all over that get our boxes, and that way they can actually watch on the YouTube as we plant the stuff. So yes, you get free classes. To find out about the classes, go under events on our website, growyourgardenwithsal.com.
I started with your boxes.
Yes, you did.
And you always told me that all my boxes are seasonal.
Yes.
So you would never get something that you can't plant for that time frame.
No. Yes. So right now we're starting our brassicas and collards, cabbage, broccoli. So you're actually going to learn how to make your own transplants, which is kind of insider knowledge, and I'm going to teach y'all the trade.
That's great. Hey, Mr. Frank, I know. Are you guys back in school yet?
Yes, we are. We've had 1 week minus, well, really a half day yesterday, thanks to the weather.
How are the kids excited to come back to the garden?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we've got some cauliflower out there that we picked and ate, and a little bit of the broccoli still. Even that freeze, I don't think really hurt it. But the big hit of the week was we picked our first kohlrabi. And it was a big old bulb, and most of the kids loved it. One child actually said, a second grader said, it is too sweet. He didn't like it because it was too sweet.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
And I think he's little Charlie. He's a little sad right now because he was outvoted. I told him that kohlrabi is a great thing to plant for a spring crop, and out of the 18 or so kids, I think he was the only one that didn't want it. I said, sorry, man, today's not your day. We're going to be planting some kohlrabi for the spring.
And you're going to join us for the giant beet contest. Did you hear Greg? He said we could get them started early in the trays while the cold weather's going, because me and you had talked about that they normally do better in the fall, get bigger if you plant in the fall because it's got more time to grow. Are you and Jose going to join us?
Absolutely. I mean, timing is everything for those. I know we grew them back when I was at another school back in 2021, and you actually came to harvest them with us, with the kids. The kids enjoyed that so much, and thank you.
That was a lot of fun. That was at Clear Dot. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. And the kids at Greenview Elementary. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
The kids at Greenview Elementary is going to be joining in too.
That's amazing. Like, I'd love to see as many schools in the state as possible, and maybe even some other states get involved in this. It's so much fun. I mean, kids love extremes in vegetables, whether it's the tiny little vegetables, the really big vegetables, the vegetables with extreme flavors like sour or bitter. I mean, adults might not like that food, but the kids decide they love it. And I'm actually going to drop a blog post on the chat when I get off this phone, all about our experience at Clear Dot with some pictures. I hope your listeners go there and spread the word to other school gardens and let them know, check out this blog post and get in touch with Sal and participate in this awesome project. I mean, it's just so much fun.
Put a link on our YouTube video too, the live stream.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
Real quick, I want to get to this before we end. Tell about the class one more time.
Yeah, so if you want to sign up for the Sunshine class, it's next week, next Saturday. The weather should be nice. Go to growyourgardenwithsal.com and go under events. You don't have to have PayPal to actually sign up, so just scroll down past the PayPal, which I think you fixed that, didn't you?
Yeah, you just scroll down past, hit more options, and check out stuff like that. We'll say if you want to advertise here on the show, you can also go on the website and contact Sal.
Yeah,
and go from there. So we got a lot of cool options here on our show. So
we definitely need some sponsors so we can stay on the radio.
Absolutely.
So
and get your information out there. If you're growing something, you think somebody can use it and will enjoy it, let us know.
Or you don't have to. It doesn't have to be about gardening. You could be anything. So.
Oh, and real quick, thank you H&J Cattle Company for sponsoring us, and y'all see you at the store.
Life can be full of risks. One thing you shouldn't take a risk with ever is your family's health insurance. If you're self-employed or you now need affordable health insurance, you need to make this free call right now and see